Hello guys, welcome back to the law of indices, and this one will cover today. We will be covering on the last law, which is a to the power m over n is actually n root a to the power of m. So let's write this rule down here first. So a to the power of m over n equals to power n, a to the power n. Now what does this mean? This actually relates us to this one. Okay, if we refer back to this, what does it mean? This one, can we actually write it a to the power of 1 over n multiplied by m? Can we actually say that? Or can we also write it as a to the power of m and then the whole thing multiplied by 1 over n? Does this equates to this rule? Yes, right? So let's move on. So if this is the rule, and you know that from my previous video, a to the power 1 over n is actually root n of a, okay, based on what I have shown you in my previous video, then you will know that this is actually root n, okay, and bracket m, okay? Or you can actually word it as root n a to the power m. And that's it. This is actually the last law of indices. A to the power m over n equals to n root a to the power m. Okay, so you can write it either in this format or in this format. Now let's try it out with a few examples, okay, to prove that it actually works. Okay, so if we have, let's say, 2 to the power of 3 over 2. So what does this mean? If you press on the calculator, let's pull out my calculator. Okay, 2 to the power of, oh no, I don't know how to use this calculator. Anyway, let's work out slowly. So this one, okay, I learned that is to the power 3 and power half, right? So actually I'm trying out this one. Then, so power half is actually square root 2 to the power of 3, correct? So I'm actually working out to this one, and square root 8. So this is the answer. So let's see. Let me pull out my calculator. Okay, so square root a, so it will be 2, clearly 2 to the power, sorry, not 2, 8 square root, and I will have 2.83, round off to 3 significant figure. Okay, then let's try out this one. So 2 to the power of 3 over 2, I can write down as 2 to the power half, and the entire thing to the power of 3. Okay, so 2 to the power of half, which is square root 2, entire thing to the power of 3. So I'm actually doing this step. Can see? Then let's try out calculator. Calculator will be 2 and square root. So I get 1.4142, and then I must cube it. So this answer, x cubed. Cube it, I get 2.828, which is the same. Can you see that? Okay, so this one is a 2.83 rounded off to 3SF. Okay, so in this case, it has proven to you that you can either write in this form or this form. Okay. Oh. So if I have algebra, okay, algebra, a to the power of 5 over 3, then I can word it as a to the power 1/3 5. So it can also be written as cube root and then 5. Okay, either you write it inside or outside, it's the same thing. Okay, it's the same thing. So next example, b to the power of 7 over 2. So you have b, this is power half and power 7. So this is square root b and entire thing to the power 7. Okay, so it's either you do it this way or you can write it as this way. It both means the same thing. Okay, so that's all about law of indices, that we have covered everything from the basic form of what is a to the power m all the way with all this. Okay, and one thing that I want to highlight is, take note, in this case b cannot be equals to 0. Okay, that was missing in my previous videos. Okay, b cannot be equals to 0. And over here, n will also not be equals to 0. Okay, this one in this case, these two, n will not be equals to 0. Okay, so the final law is also being covered. So I'll come up with one more video, and this video will then apply all this law to solve questions that, to solve questions that maybe you find that is useful as illustration. Okay, so stay tuned. Thank you, and bye-bye.